Hello everyone, this is Mumtaz Ali, and today will discuss about access modifiers in C Sharp, and plus we will do a practical example on object and classes, which we have discussed in our previous video. So if you do not have still watched my previous video, then please go to the description below and check out my first video also, so that you can understand this example very well. So when we talk about access modifiers in sorry, in C Sharp, then there are six access modifiers, but we will discuss only three access modifiers, which we will use in our examples, which are public and private and protected. These three access modifiers will be discussing in our session, and in this specific video we will discuss only about public and private. The protected access modifiers will be discussed in our upcoming video on the topic of inheritance. We will discuss these access modifiers in that session. So what is the difference between public and private? As the name suggests, public means it is publicly available. Everyone in this program can access this modifier. But when we say private, it becomes a private property, and it is not accessible to other members of a class or function. So let's start with our practical example. So in this is the default project in C Sharp, which has a class named program and a main function, which is very important part of this project. Main function, so we will declare our own class. We will define our own class. So class class name, I want to write here student. Student is our class here, and I have declared and curly braces start and curly braces end. This is our class which we have declared in this example. So I want to assign some members for this class. Int id, uh, string name. I believe that you have already uh, know about data types of these variables, integer, string, and you have also knowledge about variables declaration. So, string, class, and string age. So we have declared some member of this class, some variables which has different data types. The ID has integer data type, and it takes number as an input, and string, a name, class, and age has the string input. So this is just a blueprint, just a template. We have no data till now in our class, but when we access these variables from our main function, then there is will allocated some memory for these variables to store data. So I want to declare a function here, which is void, and function method, sorry, I want to declare a method, void, and intro, student intro. This is a method I have declared here. Student intro is our method, and this is so. In this method, I want to print the data. So I want to console dot write line. Sorry, my cursor is not working well. Console dot write line, and my name is. My name is name, and I read in class. I read in class, and I am age years old. So console dot read line. So we have defined a method within the class student. So next we are going to define and declare an object of this class student. So for declaring an object in the main function, we write class name, which is student. In this case, student and object of that student, object name obj std is the object name. And when we declare an object of a class, always use new keyword, and this is the constructor of this object. So we have declared an object of class student in our main function. So when I want to access the members of this class, which has id, name, class, and age, from by using this object from the main function, it is till now inaccessible. Let's try object student dot text. When I press the dot button, there are some suggestions equals get type, and there is no members. The members of the class are not visible here. When I write id is equals to 12, so it will generate an error. It is said student id is inaccessible due to its protection level. So when we declare student variables within the class, it by default takes the private access modifier with its. That's the reason it is not accessible from outside the class. When I write here protect it, protect it, sorry, protect it. There is no difference between this has this string name which has no any access modifiers mentioned, and this which is a protected access modifier. There is no any difference. They are both same. The variables within the class by default takes protected access modifier. So to solve this issue, to access this variable from outside the class, we write here private, sorry, public access modifier. So the error is removed from here, and this is accessible from outside the class. So I want to write this with all of these variables before all these variables. So I want to paste it here, and now check object dot. Let's check. When I press the dot button, all the members of the class are now accessible from the main function. So I can write name as Ali, and object class, class, class 10th, and obj dot, and age 70. So this is the method we use object from our main function, and we can access the members of the classes which we have declared here in the student class. So when I run this program, let's see what happened when I run this program. Sorry. Yeah, we do not have mentioned our method here, so there was no any method. So we should also mention here public, so that we can access this method from here. And this is our student intro. So let's run the program again. Yeah. My name is Ali and I read in class 10th. I am 17 years old. This is, let's see. Uh, it takes this line from here. My name is Ali, which we have declared in our main function, and I rate in class 10th, which is declared here, and I am dash years old and age 17 years old, which takes this argument from here. So my students and friends, I hope you have understand the how to declare a variable, how to define a class, what are private access modifiers and what are public access modifiers, and how to use them in a program.